Hey, this is John from Snap-on John 100, and I just wanted to do a really quick video showing the mods that I make to my bushcraft sheaths. What prompted this was the great video that Brian from Snowwalker did on his lanyard for his Firesteel when he came back from, or while he was at the spring gathering in southern Ohio. And so I saw that and I thought that was such a good idea that I thought, well, maybe I'll show what I do for mine, because even though I love that idea, I don't really like having lines going from my waist into my pocket or any kind of thing like that, because when you're going through underbrush, a lot of times sticks catch on the line hanging down. It's just basically like a loop hanging off your leg. So let me show you what I've done. Alright, what you're seeing here is a sheath that came with my woodcrafter that I got from the canteen shop, and I showed that knife in a previous video, and the sheath that came with it was great. When the loop right here is for an army size Firesteel, such as this Light My Fire one. However, as you can see, when you put it in there, there's virtually nothing sticking out the end except for just a very tip end. So when it's all the way in, there's almost nothing sticking out. And what my modification is I'll show you here. If you have any girls at home, or your wife has longer hair, you've probably seen these laying all over the place. They're the rubber bands that they use to tie their hair back, but they've got a nylon sheath and they've got shock cord like stuff inside them, and so it makes a perfect thing. And I'll show you how I used it. First of all, you double it, you pinch it, hope I can try this one-handed, and you shove it through the hole in your Firesteel. Alright, let me do that with both hands. I'll get back. Once you've got that accomplished, what you do is you just stick the one loop in the other one and pull it through. And when you're finished, you end up with what looks like this. And so this is a sheath. This is a blind horse flap over sheath. I love this style sheath. It's a Dangler. And when you put their Firesteel in it, see how much you have lip over the edge. And as you see, you just flap this over and it holds it in there, and it definitely will never get lost. I decided just to add this little clip in here. I had one of the rubber bands break on me because it was stretching so tightly. So what works great is just to take two of them and then loop them together just like you would the other way. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. Just make sure you take this loop, oops, through that one. Wow, I did it one-handed. Okay, now you've got something like this. Now take this, pinch it, and shove it through your Firesteel, and then loop that around the same way. And now you've got one that's twice as long, so it doesn't stretch as much. Alright, I'll put that aside. Now what I was using, because of this sheath, was had the loop that was so long, I got one of my Firesteel.com Firesteels. These, by the way, are phenomenal. This is the same diameter as an Army model. It's 4 inches long. The only problem was, the reason why I couldn't put the this loop in it like I did before, is this hole that's drilled in it is too small. So what I did is I put a split ring in it from a keychain, and then I just looped the rubber band in it like this. Okay, now I've got the Firesteel in the loop, and you just reach down here and pull it over. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. There. So now I've got it pulled over and it's stretchy. So if the there's no way this can come out. I mean, unless you intentionally pull it out. Okay, so that's the modification that I did that I'll just show you right now. Is I like Dangler sheaths, and this sheath just came with this loop right here, this leather loop. And so to turn it into a Dangler, I put another split ring. I use an extra large one, split ring, and then I use just a real carabiner. Okay, this is a climbing one, and the reason why I use a real one as opposed to the keychain type is this now is an emergency carabiner if I need one for my hammock or to hold something really that is heavy. I can take this off, stick my knife through my belt, and then I can use a spare carabiner for me. But that's why I use a real one instead of those cheap aluminum ones. But with this, I just clip this right on one of my belt loops, and then this dangles. What I also have done is that will also clip onto your belt loop. The loop that's right over by your side also allows you, if you want, if this is starting to get in the way, you can actually stick this in your front pocket, and it stays right in your front pocket with just the end sticking out. So sometimes I have it like that if I want to make sure nothing is dangling off my side. Anyway, that was just a couple little mods that I thought that I would just share with you, because I really liked his idea real well, and I thought that was really smart. And so I thought, well, I'll show what I do, because some people might, as I am, don't want to have ropes or anything, or string hanging off that would form a loop that would catch in the brush. God bless.